MMA Oddsbreaker, I'm Frank Trigg. That, of course, is Luke Rockhold getting ready to fight Tim Boetsch, coming up here on UFC 172, April 26th. That is, of course, the Teixeira Jones card in Baltimore. Luke and I were talking just before we started filming, how we have to be emotionless. You give me your best punch, doesn't hurt, we're fine. It's straight poker all day, every day. But I talked to Tim yesterday, the day before, and he basically said that he's a well-rounded fighter. Talking about you now. You're a well-rounded fighter. You know, he's obviously the one hiccup with Vitor Belfort. You know, he got kicked that no one saw coming. Even Tim said, like, no one would have saw that coming. Nobody would have stopped that kick. It's just the way how it works out. Just, you know, it's a fight, so things happen. Here's the difference between me and him is that I've evolved and Luke hasn't. So you're trying to say that even though you're a great, well-rounded fighter, you've always been that great, well-rounded fighter. You haven't evolved out of that space at all. Looking back, I know it's tough for self-introspective. It's tough to look back and go, I've improved in this. I've gotten worse at this. This is still my hole in my game. Over the last 2 years, year and a half even, what do you think that you've improved the most in as a fighter? And what do you think is the biggest thing you still need to improve in? Not saying that it's a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10, but you could be at 10 on everything in your game and have one thing that's an 8. And you got to figure out that one thing to catch up to everything else.
I mean, I don't know. I've been working on my striking because I didn't grow up as a striker. I grew up as a grappler. I'd say my striking's pretty up there. My wrestling, my offensive wrestling could use a little work in certain areas. I'd probably say, you know, that's one area where I'd really like to improve. But my striking game too, it's like I just want to be flawless, and everyone thinks I'm a striker now. That's the funny thing, but I'm far better on the ground than I am on the feet. I promise you that. And Tim Boetsch is he's obviously blind if he just if he's seen my last few fights, because all my fights before are all grappling, and I can compete and grapple with the best guys in the world, and I think I am pretty much one of these elite grapplers, one of the top 2-3 elite grapplers in this division in the world.
From what I took from my interview with Tim, is that he's more worried about your kicking than anything else in your entire arsenal, because the kicks are so much longer and it's tough. And he's a striker, so it's tough for him to get inside. So he's more worried, more concentrating on worrying about kicks coming at him than anything else, which isn't really the full game of you. Like you said, you're more of a grappler. You use your kicks to kind of offset people, but you're not really using them to try to crush folks. Have you knocked guys out with body kicks? Yes. You've stopped
one.
Philippou. You stopped Philippou with the leg
kick. One body kick. I mean, if you look at all my opponents, my last like 5-6 opponents, I've dropped them all with my hands. And the only guy I haven't dropped out of that whole crew was Jacare, and I was just a little nervous, and I didn't really sit on my punches. But I mean, my power is up there with the top of the division. I promise you.
Well, let's go back to the Jesse Taylor fight, which is crap. It was like a lifetime, eon ago. That was back in November 2009. Submission against him. Bradley TKO, knees to the body. Souza get a decision, like you said. You didn't sit down on your punches, but you had him rocked several times. You could have finished it. And believe me, I trained with Souza when he was here in Vegas for a while. And I was nervous every time I was training with him. I couldn't imagine fighting him. Like how nervous I would be at that stage. So, and I don't have the length that you have. I'm a little short dude trying to battle that long-ass gargantuan gorilla. So, Keith Jardine, TKO punches. Tim Kennedy, decision. Tim's damn near impossible to finish. That's just how that one goes. You lose to Vitor Belfort, and then you come back in and get the one sole body kick to Costas Philippou. So your game has been all hands and grappling. All of a sudden now you have kicks. Have you gotten more confidence now with your kicks, knowing that, hey, I can lay this in just right to finish the fight? Or was that, do you think, in your personal style, that was a one-time fluke? I'm not a leg kicking guy. I'm not gonna guys kick a guy to the body. It's not part of my arsenal.
I've always had good kicks, but I think I've just gotten more precise with my kicks and the relaxation and everything. It's an art to land those body kicks. It's not just it's not like you have to throw them a certain way and set them up right and disguise them. So that head kicks, I used to just be like head kick happy, where I just go attack the head and try to like beat the guy's arms up and then open up the rest of my game. But I think I have rounded my game off, and it's funny to Tim to say that he's evolved more than me. I like it. So he's in for a surprise, because my game is as well rounded as it gets in MMA. I think I'm the most well rounded guy in my division, if not mixed martial arts. I think my overall game is pretty much second to none.
Let's break down Tim. How do you see him as a competitor, and is it going to be more of a stand up and him dodging and ducking away from your takedown game, or is he going to try to stand in the center and just throw for the fences and make it easy for you to take him down?
I think he's gonna come out and he's gonna feel me out, and I think he's gonna realize really quick that he can't strike with me, and then he's gonna come bull rushing forward and trying to put me on my back. I think this is he'll find that out relatively soon. I'm gonna keep him at my distance and my punching range, my kicks, and then if he comes in, I got some good counter shots that I can put him away with, and if he gets too close, I just don't see. I mean, I respect him. He's tough and he's a good wrestler. But I mean, when it hits the ground, it's going to be my world, and it's on the feet, it's going to be my world. His chances to make it an ugly brawl, and there's just no chance for that. I'm too focused and too disciplined to get sucked into that game.
Where does a win over Tim Boetsch put you within the division? Like, are you going to be? Is it now all of a sudden I'm going to start talking about next in line because there's been a big shakeup, up top with Anderson out, he's hurt. He's back, he's running. We see him on the treadmill and all that stuff, but he can't kick yet. He's not ready to battle yet. He's just not there yet. So now you have this whole new influx of guys coming through. You got this whole new game. Machida dropped down in weight class. There's a big new mix-up. Where does this win? You finish Boetsch. Where's this going to put you in the division?
I don't think this really puts me any higher than where I am. I think it just solidifies my position. And just secures me in where I am, and just another consistent performance that I like, just like I did last time, or even better. I think I can perform better than I did last time. So I plan on putting a spectacular performance on, and putting Tim Boetsch away. Not many people have. I mean, he had that one loss to Costa, but a lot of things went wrong in that fight, and I poked, that broke his hand or whatever. There was a lot of. I've watched a lot of his fights. I do my homework on my opponents, and I was the first guy to put Costa away, and I'm going to be, putting Tim away soon. So I just don't see him lasting 3 rounds with me.
You're 6'3" at 185 pounds. Man, that's really tall for the weight class. Even though it's a taller weight class, it's still pretty tall. Do you have problems making weight? Is it a big struggle for you? Are you walking around at 220, having to cut down to 85? Or you a guy that walks around like 200, and you're like, yeah, it's 85, so I can make it every day?
Yeah, 85. I don't have a problem. I woke up, I was 200 pounds this morning, so I'm on point right now.
Skip breakfast, skip lunch, make weight. I hate you guys.
No, I don't skip breakfast. I don't skip lunch. That's the thing. You shut down your metabolism by not eating.
Even the day of weigh-in.
The day of, I have small meals. Yeah, small meals. I'll have like a couple egg whites and a couple bites of oatmeal. Just really, you want to get your metabolism going, and just at the right times. Every like 3 hours at the tiniest little bit. Because if you shut down your metabolism, you stop sweating, your body stops working right. So you keep your metabolism up, you lose that weight. So I'm always fueling my body, and just you just got to cut back everything a lot. So, but I got my weight cut down better than I ever have before. My last weight cut, I don't think I looked as bad, and I felt better recovering, and
who cares how you look? No one looks good during weight cutting day. No one looks good. You don't care about the look. We're not bodybuilders. We're actually about performance.
I'm talking about my face. I mean, you can.
Oh, yeah. You did look better.
When eyeballs on the back of your head, and you just like rain, and you got a headache, and then you feel better. I feel like I used to cut from like 203. I was going to bed at like 203. Almost 204. Now I'm going to bed at like 201, 202.
Oh, okay.
So that couple of pounds is a big difference for me, and I think it helps me a little bit lighter, a little bit faster, and that's kind of like where I cut when I fought Jacare. And the cut was easier, and I felt like I performed a little better. So that's what I did last time with Costa. And just a couple pound difference is it's making an impact.
Day of weigh-ins, what do you wake up at?
Day of weigh-ins, I usually cut like 7 or 8 pounds the night before, and then I put on probably like a pound and a half, 2 pounds, because I eat like a little chicken salad or fish salad or something. So that I have a couple sips to rehydrate so I can sleep well. I sleep well, and then I wake up. I float another 2 pounds overnight, so I'm probably like 190, 92, 93 when I wake up.
Takes you about an hour to cut weight at that point. You get up and have a little breakfast, a little lunch. It takes you about an hour to cut weight.
Yeah, about an hour and a half. If I just want to cruise to it.
Yeah, similar. That's easy. That's exactly the way it should be done. A little energy, basically just sitting there sweating a little bit and then, not having to burn out your muscles at all and then right back to recovery. That's actually good. It's a good solid way to do it. Everyone's got their own little process. I don't know how you do it, but now the biggest thing is the Epsom salt baths. Like Sir McMahon is the one who introduced me to it. You sit in his bathtub full of Epsom salts and hot water, and the Epsom salt sucks everything out of your system, and you lose like 2 or 3 pounds just laying in the bathtub. Is that how you cut it, or do you get in the sauna like old school?
I like saunas and steam rooms, kind of varying back and forth a little bit. It kind of just messes, it's just more relaxing for your head. Something you get that dry heat and a little wetter style. So that I don't like the Epsom salt bath. I tried it and it really drained me, and I don't really think it was as effective. I just do the Abilene and go back and forth in there and just rest. It falls off so quick. Like I said, I got my metabolism running. I'm eating. And I've already got this weight thing down, so it's like when I'm in there, it starts just pouring off me, and I make weight pretty easily. And I also like have a few little tricks, the stuff I eat, and I also maybe some like apple cider vinegar. I have like a little couple capfuls of that, the whole week really, and that really speeds up my metabolism, helps me go too.
They're let's be honest. At 6'3", trying to find a bathtub long enough for you to lay down in is kind of difficult too. Like it's not an easy thing.
It doesn't work anywhere.
You're completely laid out. The water's up to here and it's completely full. You're like, dude, I can't get any lower. Like I'm stuck. I don't know what to do.
What's the point, right? Everyone does Epsom salt baths, and there's no point in that. There's always some part of me sticking out, so I don't bath much.
I can't imagine you being a bath guy at all.
Not much.
Well, Luke, thanks for coming on MMA Oddsbreaker. I appreciate it. Good luck against Tim Boetsch. It's going to be an interesting matchup because I want to see the evolution of both of you. I like both of you. I'm friends with both of you. So, like, for me, it's a tough fight to go, oh, this guy's going to win or that guy's going to win. But I do like pushing each of your buttons to see who I can get out of you. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. It really is going to be an interesting matchup. And I agree with you. I think that that this win for you is going to solidify your position in the division. But it's not going to slide you up any higher unless there's a couple injuries ahead, and all of a sudden, we got to move Luke up because these other guys got injured, pushed out, and then that's going to be one of those situations.
Yeah, the division's it's there, and I'm right there at the top. There's very few guys ahead of me. So if I win this, I don't know. Bisping losing it was a big one because I've already beat Kennedy and Jacare. I don't know. We'll see if Kennedy gets put ahead of me too because Jacare is, but. I beat Jacare, and I'll do it again if I have to.
I got to be honest. I don't think Kenny gets put ahead of you because he wins. He decisively wins, but it was not a very exciting matchup. And right now the UFC is looking for exciting matchups. Dana came out right after and said, look, he wins them, but it just wasn't exciting. It wasn't a fan favorite. He took a guy down and held on to him and wrestled him, and he wins decisively. Tim did what he had to do to win. Did what he had to do to win, 100%. But
tough fight.
Fans don't like it. And, the UFC, we all know, still at the entertainment standpoint. They want to see great fights. They want to see guys who are going to struggle and fight. They want to see guys who go out there, and even if they get knocked out, they still want to be like, hey, look, this guy went after it. Even if they get beat up, hey, this guy went after it. Bisping actually got some more fans because he was trying to fight hard, and Tim just smothered him. So it'll be interesting to see. But I personally don't think they're going to bump him up above you. But let's wait a week and see what happens. I could be completely wrong.
It's the rankings, man. I don't know. These people don't know what they're doing sometimes. I just laugh at it.
Sometimes, no, they never. It's always. Because look at the ABC that you guys have going on. You beat Philip who beats Boetsch, but now so that says that you should beat Boetsch, but it's not how it always works. Sometimes Boetsch comes back and beats Rockhold. It's this whole game of A beats B beats C. So C should beat A, but it's not. It's this whole random thing that goes on. And everyone tries to figure out MMA math, and it's never right. And that's why we have the fights. But it is fun to try to predict.
I can't promise you one thing that last comment you made, it's not going to happen.
A beats B.
I want to be Boetsch soundly. I'm going to do my job. And you know who the smart people are? Smart people are the odds makers, not the ranking people.
The
people who put their money on. Yeah. That's where the guys were really putting some thought process into it. Everybody else is just bullshit. So
that's why I do these interviews actually, is to figure out where I'm laying my money. And that's how it comes out. And if you're doing better than 73% and all you're betting, you're doing all right. I'm up around 85% right now. So it is absolutely helping to do these interviews, absolutely helping to sit there and talk and paying attention to the odds breakers, like really looking at what they're doing because they really do. The ranking guys have no clue. They have no idea.
No idea. I don't think I'm a good bet per se, just because I think I'm a big favorite, but I'm a secure favorite.
No, you're a horrible bet. Like it's like I don't put $1,000 down to win $100 is kind of silly, or it's not that bad, but
don't waste your money putting it on Tim because he ain't gonna make nothing. I promise you that.
Yeah, there's no dog in this one. Let it go. It's either favorite or pass. Is how this one's gonna work.
Just make a pass.
All right, Luke. I appreciate you coming on here. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Right on. See you.